And I don't know about you, I'm not really good at selling stuff. And what I mean by that is I'll probably end up just giving it away. And believe me, I'm giving away things. Do you know what I mean? Like I gave away a car. Like I give away stuff. It's coming to that time of year now. We're getting ready to get to the end of 2021, stepping into 2022. I don't even know where the year went, but it went somewhere. And I was looking at some stuff the other day and I was like, do you know what? This is probably going to be a really good time to think about having a clear out and selling some items. And I don't know about you, I'm not really good at selling stuff. And what I mean by that is I'll probably end up just giving it away. And believe me, I'm giving away things. Do you know what I mean? Like I gave away a car. Like I give away stuff. I'm not always very good at it, and I thought, no, this year I've actually got some really good stuff. For example, brand new clothing with labels on it that my bottom declined, okay, but the clothes are good. I've never worn them, do you know what I mean? Couldn't get it past my thighs, that kind of life. But for whatever reason I can't return it, or I haven't returned it. And I'm like, actually, somebody would appreciate this. I mean, they will be slightly smaller than me, but they will appreciate this. So it made me think about marketplaces. And then I saw in particular that Facebook have decided from next year they're going to start charging for you to sell products off Facebook. Now, I've tried using Facebook Marketplace before, I'm going to be for real. I really have. And in my experience, although some people say it's excellent and swear by it, in my experience, it just wasn't really that great. And it wasn't great for me because, I would have people, well, it's like I sold sofas. I was selling my sofas. I actually did sell those when I think about it. I did sell them. I was selling some sofas and I put them on the marketplace, and somebody called me and said, yes, I want them, I'm coming to get them, and then didn't. And then this lady contacted me 10 days later telling me about she's got a van and she's on her way. I said to where, child? Because the sofas are not here. You best go find where they are. I was so annoyed. So it hasn't worked out fantastically for me, but I know for some people it really works out well and they swear by it. So just so that you're aware, Facebook Marketplace will start to charge 2% for sending items, okay? Now, it makes you think, but hang on a minute now. How does this compare with everybody else and their charges? So I'm going to run through a couple of them so you understand what it looks like. So let's just deal with Facebook to start with, okay? So Facebook is going to start, as I say, charging marketplace sellers that choose to send items directly to other consumers instead of handing them over. So what happens is if it's a collection only situation, then it's still going to be free, okay? When it's like you have to come and collect, that's free. But as soon as it's going to be like, listen, I'm going to post and package this to you and whatnot, Facebook are like, oh no, child, we charging you for that, okay? So sellers must still pay delivery costs themselves, but will see a fee levied. Now, unlike some rival marketplaces, as always, Marketplace has always been entirely free for sellers, but as I say, it's gonna change. Facebook say the move will give buyers more choice and enable sellers to reach more people, while the fee, which will be deducted from the actual sale, will help cover the cost of customer support and purchase protection. Okay, as long as they're supporting customers and protecting purchases, then we're good in it. Anyway, sellers will still be able to avoid this charge come January, as I say, if it's collection only, okay? But unsurprisingly, as I say, they're starting to look at charging because their competitors do. And there's obviously a number of marketplaces out there that make a lot of coinage from us buying and selling things from each other. Case in point, eBay. Okay, so eBay at the moment will offer private sellers the ability to list free on the website, but after they've used their monthly allocation of 1,000 free listings, they will be charged 35 pence for each new listing created. So if you're out here prolifically on the sales team up in eBay, then yeah, you're gonna have to pay. But if you're a seller like me, I'm not going to sell more than 1,000 items in a month ever. Well, I mean, I say ever, not on eBay, but yeah, It's not going to happen on eBay. So customers then pay one final value fee for their items that they sell on eBay without having to worry about a third party payment processing fee. But the final value fee is calculated at 12% of the total amount of sale. This includes the item price, postage, taxes and any other applicable fees, plus a fixed charge of 30 pence per order. So basically it is not the cheapest to sell via eBay. And again, I'm not going to give you the full story, but let's just say I ordered something from eBay once. I was so looking forward to it, like it was an item that I've been looking for ages. Found it on eBay, found it at a good price, was like, yeah, this is great. I was out when the delivery took place, and I had a card through my door saying, oh, that the item had been delivered to number 13 on that particular road that I was living on. Come to find out, there was no number 13. I didn't actually know that at the time, that actually when it comes to house numbers, sometimes developers will miss out the number 13 because people don't want to buy a house that's 13, because anyway. So yeah, there was me looking up the whole street, you know, for number 13 to find out that the people teeth must sinking them. Anyway, we're going to keep it moving. So if the total amount of the sale is over £2,500, that's when you're really gonna pay some coinage to eBay. But again, I mean, people sell cars and stuff on there, don't they? So, you know, I suppose it's absolutely possible. And in that sort of situation, let's see, eBay will take, I'm just trying to see what the percentage is, sorry. Really? Sorry, this is what happens when your screen refreshes itself when you did not ask it to. 3%. So they will pay. So you pay 3% of the proportion of the sale when it's above £2,500 if it's eBay. Okay, moving on. So let's look at Gumtree. Okay, so again, I've bought stuff from Gumtree. I think I've even sold 1 or 2 items on Gumtree. Funnily enough, you know, what I've sold on Gumtree has been more so services than product. Yeah, no, those kind of services now. No. Like training and things of that nature. But anyway, so Gumtree is free to use and sell on. However, there is an option for you to promote items. Now, prices will differ depending on whether you're posting as a private individual or as a business, the category you're posting in and where you are. There are also different categories which include urgent, featured and spotlight, which obviously give users various amounts of coverage. Meanwhile, businesses are charged a small fee to post ads and use features. Now, unfortunately, there's no price setting model available, so it will be up to the individual user to find out how much it could cost. And yeah, like you have to, I found with Gumtree, you have to do your research, but I've made it work for me. Depop. Now, Depop, I think, is a little bit more, what's the word? Like recent. Girl, I'm tired. But it's more recent. So, it's interesting. I had a look at Depop for the first time the other day just to have a look, because like I say, most of actually what I want to get rid of is clothing. So it made me think, Depop could be the place, you know. Now, a fee will be deducted through your PayPal or Depop payments account, with customers possibly seeing some variations on when the fee is deductive if sold via PayPal. However, this will always be deducted up to 21 days after sale. There's a standard transaction fee of 2.9% plus 30 pence across PayPal and Depop payments. There may be variations based on your location and PayPal account setup. If you're using a ship with Depop label, the cost of shipping label will also be taken with the Depop fee. Do you know what? It's going to sound really bad, yeah? I don't like using PayPal to sell, but then I like to use PayPal to buy. I know it sounds really weird, but the reason why, well, first of all, I don't like using PayPal to sell because of the fees that they charge, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not here for that. But the reason why I like to use PayPal to buy, particularly if it's from suppliers that I'm not familiar with, is that there is obviously some payment protection that comes with a PayPal account, and so I like the traceability aspect of PayPal. So it's funny, I will always use it to purchase items from suppliers I'm not familiar with, but if you try and make me actually use it as a seller, we're not doing that if I can absolutely avoid it. I feel like PayPal is quite expensive. Anyway, Finally, Amazon Marketplace. Now, this is one place I've never sold anything and never even attempted to. No, I've attempted to, just didn't work. Anyway, the individual account, so they have individual and professional set prices. The individual account is for customers that sell fewer than 35 items a month and don't really plan to advertise or use advanced selling tools. This costs 75 pence, excluding VAT per item, plus additional selling fees. Meanwhile, though, if you're a professional account, that's £25, excluding that per month, plus any selling fees. So this is for those people who sell really more than 35 items per month, want to advertise their products and want to qualify for top placement on product detail pages. Professional accounts are also for those who want advanced selling tools and want to sell products in restricted categories. Okay, so I think what I've kind of deduced from all of this is that depending on the platform, well, depending on the quantity that you want to sell by and the nature of the items that you're selling, really depends on which is going to be the best platform for you to use. If you're pretty open-minded and you're in a space where you're like, actually, I've got a couple of, like me, I've got a couple of items that I want to sell. I'm thinking the clothing I want to get rid of, probably eBay actually might be a good look. Amazon, well, Facebook Marketplace if people are willing to collect it, and even Depop, because that's also a place where people will go for clothing. Some of the other platforms are not going to work as well, but then what I'll be able to do is sit down and calculate exactly what the difference in pricing will be across these platforms, so that I can make sure that I'm going to get the maximum coin and pay the minimum fees that I can pay. And at the moment, when I'm hearing about PayPal, that might not work for me, but we're going to see how this goes. If you're having a little clear out this Christmas, have a little think about that as well, and how maybe you can use that to your advantage. Do a bit of research, crunch the numbers, and see if you can get yourself the best deal. This one is Summer Walker featuring JT from the City Girls. It's called X for a reason. Isn't that the whole truth? And when we come back, I'm going to be talking about Issa Rae and how she's made a name for herself.